Well, the 2019 Toronto Blue Jays season is upon us. Game 1 of 162 has come and gone, and the bats weren't anywhere to be found today. This afternoon, the Jays really didn't get a lot of anything going. A total of 2 hits in the game. A little dribble up the middle. That was an infield single by Teoscar Hernandez, and then a single in, I think it was the 8th or 9th inning by Brandon Drury, and that was it. Jordan Zimmerman at one point had a no-hitter through 6, and it was like 6 1/3 when he gave up that infield single to Teoscar Hernandez. Now, Jays fans, listen. We talked about it in the spring training videos. We talked about it in the spring training the spring training preview videos. We talked about it in the season preview videos. This season is not about wins and losses. If you're going to think that it's all about that, then you're going to have a tough time through all 162 games. You're going to try and find the positives in each and every game, no matter how bad it is. You got to find a way. Now, offensively, there's nothing you can find out of that. I mean, yeah, well, Teoscar got a hit, and Brandon Drury got a hit. That's it. But the positives we do have to take from a game like this is Marcus Stroman and the bullpen, except for Daniel Hudson. Marcus Stroman was dynamite. We did not see that barely at all last year. Really, he wasn't healthy much last year either. But what we did see from Marcus Stroman, the Stro Show was on display today in the home opener. He went 7 innings, gave up only 2 hits. He walked 4, but I mean, none of those walks really came to be anything. One of them was a caught stealing. Great toss by Danny Jansen. Oh boy, right into the lane. Beautiful tag from Freddie Galvis, or Galvis, or whatever the heck his name is. I'm hearing it all over the place. I'm hearing Galvis. I'm hearing Galvis. I don't know what it is. And then a beautiful double play there. I think it was in the first inning. To get out of that, a great job by Galvis and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. So yeah, the walks happened, but they didn't really succumb to anything. And watching Marcus Stroman deal today with 4 walks, but he had 7 strikeouts, and other than the few walks that he did have, he was dynamite. Great to see Marcus Stroman out there doing an amazing job and just doing an amazing performance. Now, with John Axford not ready to go, with Ryan Tepera not ready to go, the back end of the bullpen is a big question mark. Last year we had Tepera, John Axford, and then you had a guy like Tyler Clippard as well, right? You had all 3 guys that could pitch in the later half of games. But this year we have no idea who that is because Ryan Tepera and John Axford are hurt. Ken Giles is at the end. But who are the next guys up? Joe Biagini, and I talked about it in the spring. I thought that Joe Biagini was going to have a great season. I know it's his 1 start. I know it's his first inning. But he went a clean inning, no hits, no walks, and struck out the side. Great to see from Joe. He's throwing quality strikes. He's throwing his curveball over for strikes. It's so nice to see from Joe Biagini. And then Ken Giles comes out of the 9th inning and strikes out the side as well. Man, he looked good. That fastball touching 97, 98, and that slider, whatever the heck you want to call that thing, is just dying. I mean, it's coming over the plate like a fastball, and then just dying off. Beautiful job by Ken Giles. And then Daniel Hudson comes up, gives up a double, and then it throws a cement mixer to a guy who just crushes dingers for breakfast, and he hits a 2-run shot, and the Jays lose 2-0. If you want to find a positive about Daniel Hudson, well, he can throw 96. And he did 3 after the home run. He did throw okay, but the damage was done, and you lost 2-0 to the Detroit Tigers. So the positives are Marcus Stroman, Joe Biagini, and Ken Giles, right? And if you want to really dwell on the loss and these guys sucked and this guy sucked and this I didn't like what this guy did, go ahead. But if you're gonna do that every game, you're gonna be going gray by the end of the season. Don't expect wins on a game-to-game basis. Did I expect a series win this series? Maybe. Am I going to be angry if they don't? Not really, because there's going to be positives like Marcus Stroman there today. Now, tomorrow, Matt Shoemaker gets his first start as a Toronto Blue Jay against former Blue Jay, Matt Boyd. It's a 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center, Game 2 of the series. Now, ideally, I'd like to see wins. I'm not saying I want to see this team lose a ton. I'd love to see them win. I wanted to see a walk-off today. But the Jays offense just really couldn't do anything for us. Rowdy Tellez was in the game today. Great to see that after the whole Kendrys Morales deal that was made with Oakland. And great to see Rowdy up here. He'll be up here all season long with that move being made last night to move Kendrys to Oakland. And you got Jesus Lopez and some international signing bonus slot. I mean, space. It's nothing crazy, but more or less you open a spot for Rowdy. And that's, I think, really what I was happy about. Now, was I shocked to see a trade? Yeah. Because it's the day before season starts. You don't expect to move a guy at that point, but they do, and I don't know. I mean, look, tomorrow's going to be an interesting one, obviously, with Shoemaker. You know, a year ago, coming off a rough season, plus an injury-plagued season, he's getting his fresh start with the Blue Jays. Clearly, the offense for the Detroit Tigers, obviously Nick Castellanos, Miguel Cabrera, Candelario, and then the guy who hit the home run. I forgot what his name was now, but I mean, they're not a great team offensively, and if the Jays can find a way to get on the board early against Matt Boyd, you know, I don't know what to expect. This Jays team all year is going to be a complete up in the air fiasco. We don't know what to see, but what we are going to see is an effort. And that is what Charlie Montoyo has said since he started here. The reason young Ervis Solarte is not a Blue Jay. Effort. Running the bases. Running hard to first base on a ground ball. He doesn't care. You bust your rear, you're going to play. You don't, your rear is going to be either on the bench or in the minor leagues. And that's the way I love to see it. And he's a happy guy. And for goodness sake, we're watching the introductions. Charlie Montoyo's running on the field. Would we ever see John Gibbons hoof his rear like that? Not in a million years. If so, he needs an oxygen tank halfway through. Gotta love Gibby. I love what he did for this team and all that. But, I mean, just watching Charlie out there boogie up and shake hands with everybody before the game. Great job there. I have a feeling, I just had a weird feeling, Jays fans, we're going to love Charlie Montoyo. Just the way he is. The positive mindset, the smile on his face at all times, the actually standing up in the dugout. It's going to be fun to watch. You know? And guys, I didn't realize one of the bench coaches for the Jays is former Double-A coach John Schneider. Now, I mean, why am I saying this? Why am I out of nowhere saying this? Well, if I'm not mistaken, he coached the Dunedin Blue Jays as well the year prior. Why am I talking about that? Well, both teams won championships. So the New Hampshire won last year, and the Dunedin Blue Jays won the year before. Well, who are the main pieces on that team? Vladdy, Bo, Kevin Biggio. And to have that coach there, the guy that was their coach for 2 years in the minors, to have him in the big league club already, that's beautiful. It's already a sort of some sort of comfort level for the young ones coming up, and that's something I love. All right, so you know what, guys, that is going to do it for the home opener for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, it wasn't a great game. I mean, good pitching duel. Got to give it that. It was a great baseball game. Great job by Stroman. Offense didn't have anything to say for anything really. Only 2 measly hits, 2 singles, and I think 1 walk, and that was about it. But hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What'd you think of the game? What'd you think of Marcus Stroman's first outing this year? He seemed at points he was a little frustrated with himself, and that made him pitch even better. You know, he gave up the walk, he gave up the deep fly ball, and he hits himself like, come on now, come on. I'm not like that. And he gets right back into it and pitches such a great game the rest of the way. I loved what we saw from Marcus Stroman today, and we look to continue to build on that as the season goes on. And stay healthy. I want to hear your thoughts towards this game, this team, the future of this team, all that great stuff in the comments below. And if Evan and I will talk to his podcast edition, it's going to be next Wednesday, but if you guys did not listen or see the podcast that we uploaded today, the links are in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes, guys. Twitter is also down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition. It's going to be Saturday night, as the Leafs are in Ottawa, taking on the Senators, look to get back into the win column after that tough overtime loss to the Philadelphia Flyers last night. And as for the Raptors, they take on the lonely New York Knicks tonight at Madison Square Garden, as the Raptors look to get on a nice little roll here to end the season, and to kind of help the New York Knicks in their whole Zion Williamson, I guess, going for Zion. That's their plan, clearly. And they're in the running right now. So we're going to help them out a little bit, and they're going to help us out a little bit. So a little bit of both ways there for the Raptors and Knicks tonight, 7:30 tip-off at MSG. And as for the Toronto Blue Jays, guys, like we've talked about, their next game is tomorrow, game 2 of the 4-game set against the Tigers. Matt Boyd, Matt Shoemaker on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. 7:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.